Lie on your back, lay down on your back. Lie down on your back, lie down on your back. And cautiously pull your knees to your chest. Place your left foot down on the mat and circle the right knee, holding, or the right femur head in the hip socket, but you're holding the right knee. Hands interlaced right in front of the shin, toward the knee, high up by the knee. And then switch direction. And as you're doing this, tighten the belly, not too much. You don't want to over tighten, but just a slight engagement. And then place the right foot down and draw the left knee up, engage, and circle that one. And go the other way. And actually slide your hands behind the left thigh, extend the left leg up, and we'll flex and point that left foot. And take your time. Reconnecting to your foot. Hold a nice deep dorsiflexion and extend through the heel as you flex those toes back in the direction of the shin. And then move your hands along the thigh, above the knee, and find the place that's tightest as you let the knee bend into flexion. So find the tightest part of your hamstring. It could be low by the knee, it could be high in the buttocks. And interlace your fingers right at that tightest spot. And put a little pressure there as you begin to straighten the leg into the hands, or at the knee, but it feels like into the hands. And then rebend and straighten. And do this a few times. Take your time. Using the hands as sort of a warmer to that area. I just naturally switched to a different spot because the first one wasn't that satisfying and another one was calling. Feel free to do that. And I just switched to another one. And then release your hands and send the leg all the way down to the mat. And pause here, just feel that leg long. Reach your arms overhead. And really enjoy the release and length of your left side. Reach through your right hand, finding that diagonal line, and it's subtle from the right hand to the left foot. Draw your navel in and press your low back down in the direction of the floor. And then reach your left arm as well. So both arms are reaching behind you. Keep the belly somewhat engaged and narrow your frontal hip points, just subtly rolling the hip points toward each other just a little bit. And then pull your right knee up into your chest. The left leg remains long. And gently circle that right knee, keeping the left leg stable. So left leg remains heavily on the floor. Switch the direction of the right knee. Just notice this. It might stir the intestines a little bit, which may feel good. They may also be kind of wonky this morning. And then hold your right shin and gently pull your right bent knee toward your right armpit. Take your left hand and smooth down from your rib cage to the top of the left thigh. And do this very much at the surface level. Don't go for muscle. Stay topical, like you're spreading lotion. And breathe into the upper chest. And then center your right knee, shift your hips over to the right a bit, stretch your right arm open as you twist, come into a supine twist. You can look straight up, or if it doesn't hurt, turn your head to the right and look out to the right hand. With your left hand, you're going to smooth again, like you're putting on lotion topically, that right side from the rib cage, cross the hip, down the thigh. And you may notice that the hip bone is able to shift more, roll down a bit, but don't hold the bone, just do it at the skin level. Stretch your eyes, look back to the far back corner of your room if you're looking to the right. And then look at your hand, and then look back. And then look more closely at the hand, and look back. Now take your right hand to your chin. If your head is actually either direction, but especially to the right, take the fingers across the skin on your neck, on the left side of your neck, to your chin, pin it, and gently stretch the neck, pushing the head slightly more to the right. And then take the hand to the right side of the face and gently bring the head back to center if it wasn't there. And then roll onto your back. Pull your knees into your chest, both at the same time. And check out this little hug here. See if that feels okay in your back, in your body, in your hips, in your neck, and gently adjust by pulling the knees in closer or letting them go farther away. Rock gently, gently side to side, not too far, just a little bit in each direction, just across the width of the body. And then place the left foot down on the floor with the left knee bent. Slide your hands behind the right leg and extend your right leg up. Begin to flex and point your right foot, nice and slow. Opening up that calf. Sometimes, not a lot of the time, but sometimes lower back pain can go away from opening up the calf. Sometimes does a lot, just getting that foot working. It can help re-engage the pelvic floor muscles, working the toes, especially the ball of the foot and the toes. And then flex that foot, pulling the toes down toward you. And then let the knee bend, slide your hands and find a spot that's really tight between the butt and the knee. Place your interlaced hands there and begin to straighten the leg into the hands. That's what it feels like. Bend and straighten. And you're using your hands kind of like a foam roller. Bend and straighten, applying steady compression into that tight spot. Bend and straighten. And I've adjusted the spot just a little bit. I was close, but I had a better one. So I moved to there. And for me, it became more noticeable when I applied pressure. I didn't really feel it until then. And then press the pressure of the interlaced fingers into the spot and the spot into the fingers. And then let it go. Send that leg all the way down to the floor and stay there. Just feel the heaviness of the right leg. And what it feels like to have it rest, not be holding it in any way. It's just heavy on the ground. Stretch the arms back overhead. Hollow out the belly somewhat, which involves tucking the tailbone under a little bit, and reach through your left fingers. Finding a subtle diagonal from the left fingers to the right foot. Reach to the right arm, 2. Let your back ribs slide toward the hands, really getting that gorgeous extension from fingers to the right foot. And then engage the belly a little as you draw that left shin up to your chest, left knee to chest, and circle that left knee. Go one way, and then the other. Pull the knee open toward your left armpit and press your right side down. And by press, I mean smooth. So with your right hand, smooth from your rib cage across the upper right thigh. And it's very superficial, skin level. Tummy level. And bring your left shin into the midline. Shift your hips a little to the left. Send your left arm open and supine twist. Look out over that left shoulder if you can. And with your right hand, smooth from the rib cage across the outer left hip, down to the upper left knee. Encouraging that left hip, but not forcing it to lengthen away from the waist. Notice if you can take deeper breaths. You're looking out to the left, look way out into that, as far as you can, into the back corner of your room. And then look at your hand. Just moving the eyes, look at the back corner of your room, stretch the eyes, stretch it and tone, and look at the hand. And stretch the eyes. And look at the hand. Take a few breaths here. And with your right hand, touch the right side of your neck and smooth the skin toward the base of the jaw and gently push the head more to the left. Pin the skin and just feel that stretch here on the side of the neck. And then reach across for the other side, the left side, and gently center the head back. Reach through your left arm, roll to your back body. Bring both knees in, hold the front of the shins, and gently rock, really gently here. And adjust where you have the knees. If you take them farther away from the body, you are massaging lower on the back, low back by the coccyx. And if you bring them in closer to the body, of course, you go higher up the back, upper sacrum, maybe even lumbar spine, maybe even mid-back, depending how close the knees feel like coming in. If you have a block nearby, you're going to slide that block under your pelvis or use a pillow and hold the ankles for a lighter, easier version of happy baby. So don't hold the feet, don't strain. Just let the lower back release on whatever support you're on. Gently pull the legs toward the floor, feeling your arm bones draw into the back body, the shoulder blades draw down the back, and press your feet slightly toward the ceiling and continue to hold on to the legs. Allow one side to go out to the side, test that ankle, straightening that leg. Just choose a leg you don't have to hold on, but you can. Rebend and straighten the other one. Low back pain can hide here in the inner groins. So watch out for any sharp pain or any constriction there. That might be contributing to an imbalance, and just alternate side to side. Take your time, explore here. What is useful? What is helpful? What's going on with your body? Bring both knees back to the center when you feel even. Plant the feet on the ground. Slide the support out from underneath you. And rest here with the feet flat, back on the floor. And just take a few breaths. You can let your knees fall into one another. Hands on the low belly to begin. And breathe into the tissue of the low belly. Breathe into the hands. On the inhale, inflate. On the exhale, press the lower back into the floor as the belly hollows. Inhale, a slight rocking forward of the pelvis. Exhale, imprint the spine. Continue this way, breathing into the low belly. Gentle rocking of the pelvis. Coordinating that with the breath. Beginning to notice those deeper belly support muscles engaging. One more time. And then allow natural breath and natural tilt to the pelvis. Natural alignment of the neck. Allow the hands to fall by the sides. And take a few rounds of natural breath here. On your next breath, inhale the arms up and over your head and stretch through both hands, through your fingers. You're going to roll to your right side, come into a fetal ball, bringing the arms down in front of the chest. Pause here and breathe into your back. Rest your head and breathe into your back body like a sail on a boat. Fill the whole sail up. And then turn your head toward the floor, look down, push through your supporting hand and post up, coming into a quadrant head position. Hands slightly turned out to make it easier on your shoulders and wrists. And we're going to turn the knees out as well. So the feet in and the legs turn out into external rotation. So both the arms and legs are turned out like we're a corgi dog. And you're going to inhale, lift your tailbone and lift your chest. You may notice, oh, it's easier. And exhale, round and draw the navel to the spine. As though you had thread pulling your navel up into your back. Inhale and slowly move through the spine. Exhale and round. gripping underneath, letting that belly rise. Take this at your own pace. Going as slowly as you need to for your own safety and comfort. We'll do 2 more in external rotation. And then relax the upper arms. In fact, come down onto the forearms for a moment. And we're going to switch the legs to internal rotation, turning the knees out. Knees in and feet out. So moving the feet toward the outer edges of the mat and the knees in toward each other. If this is painful, you're going to not do it and stay neutral or go back to external rotation. Come up onto your hands. And from internal rotation, cat and cow. Inhaling, lifting, and exhaling, rounding. Take your time here. Feeling into this. For me, it's quite different. When you're rounded in cow, make sure to be pressing your knees away from your hands and vice versa. And when you're in the cow, you're pulling them toward each other, hands and knees. Neither of this is extreme if the back hurts. Everything is done more subtly with cautious enthusiasm. 1 more each shape. And then you're going to come back down onto your forearms. Stretch your feet back, stepping into a forearm plank. If that's too extreme, lower the knees back down. Plug your wrists down into the floor, your forearms down in either variation. Squeeze and hold here, squeezing the butt, buttocks in and lengthening the collarbones forward toward the knuckles. Press your heels back, hold. Squeeze the quads, squeeze the hips, push down. And then slowly lower your lower body all the way to the mat. Walk your elbows forward just a little bit. Widen your forearms to the width of your shoulders. Maybe take your elbows slightly more forward into Sphinx. Push down through the forearms, lift through the chest. Send your chin up. Lots of tailbone here. Rounding your tailbone down as you lift the chin. And slowly lower the head down to the hands. Rest your forehead on your hands. And lift your left foot up. Stretch those left toes back, back, back. Lengthening the back of the leg. And lower. What's important here is to keep the pelvis really level. Lift your right toes up and stretch your right toes back. Tummy is engaged softly. Right toes reaching back. And lower. Stay with this, or if you feel like it's okay to do, you're going to stretch your arms forward in front of you. Turn your palms to face each other. Hands or shoulder width distance. Lift your left foot, lift your right arm, and lift your head. Reach through your fingers. Your and toes get long. And lower. Lift your right toes. Lift your left arm and head. Push down through the opposite hand and opposite foot. Lift and get really long. And lower. Continue to alternate here. Lift and lower. About that pace, but find what works for you. And one more time, lifting that, getting even, lifting that left arm, right foot when you're ready. Lower, bend the elbows, stack the palms, rest the forehead on the hands, and windshield wipe your feet left to right. Using this as a massage for the lower back. Cross at the shins, reach back toward the feet, and pull your feet in toward the butt. And carefully release the feet, recross opposite shin and top. Reach back for the feet if you can. Find them, grab them, and pull those feet into the butt. Press the pelvis down toward the floor. Release the feet. Press the hands by the sides of the chest and carefully send your hips back for child's pose. Take your time, sending those hips all the way back to the feet. Lower the head toward the floor. Breathe into the low back. Breathe generously here. Walk your upper body over to the right. Breathe into the sides of your waist. Walk through center and over to the left. Find your stopping point, rest your head and breathe here. Giving your body a lot of time to make the micro adjustments it needs. Walk the hands back to the middle. Come forward onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes under and slowly, carefully see if down dog works for you today, or if you want to modify it with some sort of chair or desk. Bend the knees to take the pressure off the low back and send the hips high as you plug the hands into the floor. And pedal here, bend one knee, press the opposite heel down. And switch. Then walk your feet forward up to where your hands are, knees are bent. Touch the elbows or leave the hands on the floor if it's too extreme. Inhale, lengthen forward, heart forward, buttocks back. Getting that nice simple back bend. Exhale, belly in, carefully fold. Again, bend the knees. Take that little back bend, heart forward, buttocks back. Exhale and fold. Hands to the shins, flat back, lift the chest to rise up. Circle the arms out and up, reach up. Knees can remain slightly bent. Grab the left wrist, pull up and over toward the right, look up to the left. Or look down if looking up is too much. Lift up, grab hold of the right wrist, up and over to the left, look up to the right. Pushing down to your right foot. Release the grip. Inhale, both arms up, look up. Nice, big, tall stretch. Exhale, arms go wide, knees bend, fold forward, drop the head. Inhale, lengthen forward, butt back. Let's step back with the left foot. Lower the left knee to the mat. Pad the left foot out, left knee if needed. Press your hands into your right thighs, scoop that left tailbone, and point your left toes. Push down through that left top foot, stretch there. Reach both arms up and twist with straight arms, left arm forward, right arm back, look out to the right. Reach, spread your fingers and reach your fingers in opposite directions. Circle the right hand down and both arms come back up overhead. And one more time, twist to the right. Reach out through fingers, lower right hand down and all the way back up. Bring the hands down on both sides of the front foot. Blocks are good if you want. And scoot that left knee back just a little bit. Test that front leg. Start to straighten it. Flex that right foot. Pull the heart forward. Knee can stay slightly bent or very bent. Maybe rotate that right thigh out and in a few times. Rebend that front leg. Walk your hands forward. And continue to walk forward a little bit more so that knee comes right over the toes, past the toes. Right heel lifts a little bit. And this is a massively deep stretch in that left groin. Chest is right up against the right thigh. Tuck your back toes under, lift the back knee up, and step back to a plank. Lower your knees, chest and chin to the floor. Slide onto your tummy, point your toes, cobra, lift the chest. Push down through the feet at the same time. Push back to child's pose, hips go all the way back. Come forward onto your hands and knees, tuck your toes, down dog. Walk your feet forward, up to your hands. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, nice forward bend. Inhale, plug the feet down, circle the arms up, reach tall. Grab hold of the right wrist, lift up and over toward the left, look up to the right. Release, grab the left wrist, lift up and over to the right as you look up to the left. Reach both arms up, press your hips forward as you look back. Exhale and dive over, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, look up, step your right leg back into a lunge, lower the right knee, point the right toes. Inhale, take both arms up. Tuck the right tailbone under, push down through the right toes, lift through the front of the pelvis. Exhale, twist to your left, open arm twist. Reach and spread your fingers. Good. Pull them apart. Lower your left arm down and back up. And again, twist. Left arm back, right arm forward. Strong arms. Lower that left arm down and back up. Place both hands down on the floor. Send your right knee back just a little bit. Stretch that front leg straight. Flex your left toes back toward your face. And roll that left leg in and out a couple times. Reach your heart forward. Rebend your left knee. And keep going. Walk your hands forward. Lift your left heel a little bit. Reach your heart forward. Those left toes come in way in front of those toes. And the back of the left thigh trying to touch your left calf. Chest is lifted. Good. Tuck your right toes under. Come back onto your left heel. Lift your right knee. Step back into a plank. Chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Cobra or up dog. Exhale, child's pose or downward dog. Move into downward dog if you can. Walk your feet forward up to your hands. Bend the knees. Inhale, pull the heart forward. Buttocks back. Get that nice deep traction in your back. Exhale, fold forward, bend. Bend the knees, come to chair pose. Take it easy. Sitting the hips low. Reach up through the arms, look up. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale, look halfway up. Hands to the hips. Inhale, rise to stand. We're going to step out and face the left side. Place a block on the back corners of, like the back edges of the mat for triangle on either side. So behind you. Take your arms out to the side and plug in through the feet. Feel the tailbone long and the head high. Stretch the arms. Good. Turn your right foot forward and your left foot in. Reach your torso long to the right. Feel that long right side. Keep extending out of the hips. Take the right hand down to the block and the left arm up. If the block's too far, hold your leg. Open the arms, spread them wide. Bring tailbone under, pelvis lifted. Turn the rib cage up from the right side of the ribs up to the left. Strong legs. Push down through that back leg. Reach through the head. Add breath here. Keep stretching those arms. Good. Push down into the back foot. Inhale, rise. Turn your right foot in, both arms out. Lift the chest. Squeeze the pelvis. Squeeze the hips in toward each other. Turn your left foot out, back foot in. Tip forward from the hips and reach. And reach. And take that left hand down, right arm up. Pull your rib cage in. Lengthen your pelvis forward. Tailbone slightly under and open the arms. Reach to that top arm. See if you can lean back just a little bit. Breathe. That top arm creating more space for you. Good. Plug into that back foot. Inhale, lift up. Pivot your left foot in so your feet are parallel. Push down through both feet. Inhale, lift your chest, hips forward, look back. Exhale, stick your butt back as you fold forward and bring your hands to the floor. Or a block if the floor is too far. Get your feet in line, a nice width apart. Bend the knees slightly, pull the heart forward, buttocks back, get that gorgeous length. Good, and then ease into a forward fold here. Inner thighs rotate in as the head drops down. Breathe. Tighten the muscles on the legs. Look forward, lift your chest. We're going to bend into one side. So you're going to bend that back knee first, left knee first, and spin that right heel down, right toes up. So an easy side bend here. Inner groin stretch. And slowly over to the other side. Yeah, this can be a doozy. This inner groin area, that inner groin area. And back to the middle. Bend the knees slightly. Inhale, tip the pelvis forward, heart forward. Hands to the hips if you can manage it. Inhale, come all the way up. Pivot, we're going to pivot and turn to the back of the mat. So that left leg is forward, right leg is back. Hips are square to the short edge, that back edge of the mat. Take your hands behind you and reach for opposite elbows. Inhale, lift your chest up. Press your hips forward underneath you. And then exhale, pyramid pose here, folding forward over that left thigh. If it's too hard to have the hands back, place them on either side of that front foot. Push down through the back foot too, so that weight feels more evenly distributed between the legs. Try to rotate your torso from the deep belly over the left thigh. Push down into that back foot. Inhale, rise up, pivot to the front of the mat. Same stance, different side. You can switch which elbows on top. If you're still holding those elbows, inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale and fold over the right leg. Hands can be on blocks. Alternatively, and the heart may feel better reaching forward rather than down. Push a lot through both feet so that the legs are truly working and you're getting that stretch in the back. If you're holding the elbows, release the hands down to the floor and step both feet together. Step back foot up to meet the front foot. Bring your hands a little bit more forward and widen the feet apart, spinning heels in, toes out. Come on down for Malasana, squat. Press the hips down, heart high. Try to wedge your elbows into the inner legs and lift the front of the spine. Close your eyes and tune into your breath awareness. Bring the hands to the floor, carefully place your bum down to the ground and send your legs out. Bring them into a bent knee straddle. Flex both feet and pull your legs in toward the body. Take the hands behind the head and move left to right and right to left. So you're like an active spider. Bring your right hand to the floor, bend toward that right side. Reach that left arm straight up over the ear. Keep those heels pulling toward your butt. Left hand behind the head, right hand behind the head, left hand comes down, right arm up and over the ear, bend toward the left side. Keep those heels actively plugged down and pulling in. Reach both arms up. If you can, stretch the legs out straight. Bring the hands to prayer in front of you and bend forward just a little bit. Don't overdo it. Just feel into this. And we won't stay there. Lift the chest, come up, reach behind both knees, come into Baddha Konasana. If you think this would be better on a block, then come up onto a block. Good. Push your feet together and hold your ankles, raise your spine. Try to get super tall in the front of the spine. As you push through the feet, send the knees away from one another. Keep finding that space to draw the spine taller and taller. Kind of feels awesome. Maybe that's for me. And then release. Take your hands to your outer knees, close them up. You can stay up on that block. You're going to try balance pose here. Try to lift your heels. Maybe have the hands on the floor, hands behind the legs. Good. Reach the arms if you prefer. It's tricky on a block for sure. I like to do it. It's fun. Hold. If it works, come down to your lower back. Extend the legs. Tummy strong. Come back up into boat. Come back down into half boat. Bend the knees, place the feet on the floor, lower the head down. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Gently lift into bridge pose here. We're not going to overdo it. Lift the hips up. Test your strength here. See if the buttocks are working. See if anything's working. Tuck your shoulders under a little bit for greater height. Rip the mat, plug into the feet, send the hips maybe a little bit higher. Let the chest open and broaden. Breathe into the chest. We'll hold here for 3 and 2. And one more breath. Slowly come down. Slide your blocks, if you have them, underneath the backs of the thighs and stretch the legs all the way out on the floor. Reach the arms overhead, stretch. And find that subtle X of reaching through your left fingers and right toes. And right fingers and left toes. Reach. And then bend the elbows, hold the head. Lift up that melon and rock it with your hands left to right. Bring the fingers into the back base, bit back of the skull, and gently lower the head down. Gently, gently. And bring the arms down, roll the limbs in and out a few times. And just see what else you need to do to have the body feel comfy on the ground. You need to snuggle the shoulders or get a blanket. Adjust the hair. Any other little adjustments needed, take them now. And then draw a deep breath in. And exhale all the way out. 2 more like that. Deep cleansing breath in. And exhale. Deep breath in. And exhale. Take a deep breath in. And let this exhale release all of you even more deeply into a state of rest. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, yawn your arms overhead and reach out through your feet. Reach out through your fingers. See if it's a little easier to do. There's a little more elasticity, a little more forgiveness, a little more clarity. Bend the left knee, roll to your right side, and breathe into your right side. Once again, filling that whole back body up with air. Try to find all the pieces that are hard to breathe into, all those spaces, and send breath there. And send breath there. And send breath there. Look to the floor, push down through the left hand and rise up to sit. Good job taking your time, being careful. We got a treat from a dog. That's a good sign. Brought his little toy over. Raise your arms up over your head. Pray. Pray your palms together. They slide down across the face, across the throat, to the heart. We land at the heart. Pray for ease in our body, ease in our life, ease in the world. We pray for peace. One sound of Om. Inhale. Om. We raise our palms to our forehead center, bowing gently to the heart space. Thank you so much. Happy New Year, you guys. Thank you. Big courage today in doing it. Here's to a happy, healthy New Year. Love you guys. See you next week.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Feel better, Karen.